Thank you. I can't be taught. We are recording. Oh my gosh, we're live. Welcome, everybody. I was just admiring the fact that I get better at technology every day. How about that? So because of that, I can record this Zoom. And we want to welcome you to the TNT Shred Zoom chat, where we want to tell you about some things we're super excited about. And I want to welcome our hosts and speakers tonight. We have Dave and Mindy Bond. We have Tammy McMahon. And my name is Melanie Hurley. So I first want to introduce Mindy Bond, who is a pediatric RN with a lot of letters behind her name. And I'm going to let her tell you that. And she works in a pediatric ER in our local hospital. And it's important to me that Mindy's here because she brings that medical expertise to the topic. And in fact, helped me to understand what a smart thing it was to do this. So I would like Mindy to, what are the words? I don't know. Start us off.
Take it over.
Yeah.
Take it over, Mindy Bond. Here she is.
Hi, everybody. I'm excited to be here tonight. Like she said, my name is Mindy. I have been a nurse for 12 years now. I have done inpatient pediatrics, I've done NICU, and the past few years I've been working in the pediatric emergency room at a nearby hospital. So I've seen a lot of things in my 12 years, and I've learned a lot of things. And while I was in nursing school, Juice Plus crossed my path for the first time. And what I've always loved about it is the science, because stories are great, and we're going to hear stories tonight, and I love them, but I'm a science girl through and through, and I love that there is solid science behind this. There are 36 clinical research studies completed and published so far on Juice Plus, and there's more in the works. And what I love about them is they prove that it does spectacular stuff in the human body. One of the things I most love about it is I think there's 6 studies now that have proven in very concrete, measurable ways, blood tests and those sorts of things, that Juice Plus reduces inflammation in the body, which sounds like a nice thing, but maybe doesn't sound that exciting or important at first glance. But what you might not realize is inflammation is really the root of almost all disease. Anything that ends in itis means inflammation. So arthritis, that's inflammation. Appendicitis, that's inflammation. And the list goes on. If it ends in itis, inflammation is a piece of it. And we live in a world with a lot of itises and a lot of autoimmune diseases. And reducing inflammation is a huge piece in all of those. So that's really going to be our focus tonight. Is we live in a really toxin-filled, really inflammatory world, and it's really important for our health and our well-being to reduce that. So something that has been proven to do that time and time again is a big deal. So one of the things I love about this is that it's a way to reduce the toxins in our body, because we just live in a really toxic world. There's chemicals in our food and in our water and in the air we breathe. And when you exercise, that produces oxidative stress on your body. And you're supposed to exercise, but it's also hard on your body. And so how can we reduce all of these toxins that we don't even always have control? Even when you do a good job, you don't have control over the air you breathe. Like, there's just toxins in our world. And so the ways that we can reduce those are really, really important. So I want to show you guys a visual here. If it will let me. There we go. You're right here. There it is. What I love about this is I'm a very visual person, and so this really has been so helpful to me. So all these little black dots are all the toxins we all have in our bodies. And the cool thing about our bodies is fat, one of its purposes is actually to protect us and to store toxins so that they're not stored in really important places like your heart and your brain and your kidneys, because we kind of need those things. So your body holds on to fat to protect your vital organs from those toxins that it can't get rid of. So when we try to diet and we over-exercise and we under-eat and we to burn fat because we want to be skinny, who doesn't? Then we burn the fat, but we don't get rid of the toxins. And so as soon as you stop whatever program that is that you're doing or whatever lifestyle changes you made, all the fat comes back. And it's one of those frustrating yo-yo things like, why can't I lose weight? And I know Melanie will talk more about this later. But that's what I love about this is it actually reduces the toxins in our body, which is magical and amazing. So when we shred some of these bad habits that are not serving us well, and we introduce so many more antioxidants and so much more nutrition into our body, then we can actually detox the toxins that are in there. And when there's fewer toxins in there, our bodies are like, oh, hey, that fat, don't need you anymore. You can go because you're not helping me anymore. And you don't get the rebound, you don't get the yo-yo thing. It's kind of really magical. And so I just love this because imagine how much better this person with no toxins, well, not no toxins, you can see he's still got some, but way less toxins. Imagine how much better he feels, how much more he can accomplish, how much more he can enjoy life and do whatever it is he feels like he was created to do. So, I can be a better nurse because I have more energy, because I have fewer toxins, and I can be a better mom, and, we can all be better at whatever it is that we're called to because of this vibrant health. And so I have been taking Juice Plus for 13 years now. I started in nursing school. I was sick all the time. I was tired all the time. I felt bad all the time. And I was 20. And if I felt bad at 20, what was 46 look like? And so my mom was taking Juice Plus and feeling better. And I was like, I need me some of that. So she got me some because she's an awesome mom like that. And I didn't get sick the rest of nursing school. Then next thing you know, my acne from the teenage years that never went away when I stopped being a teenager. That was unfortunate. But that went away. Then I lost some weight because, like we talked about, some of the toxins were gone. So my body was like, don't need that. I hardly ever get sick, even though I work in the pediatric ER and I get coughed and sneezed and puked on for a living. So that's pretty magical. And I had the most smooth, healthy pregnancy and the most healthy, beautiful baby girl who will be 1 tomorrow, which is crazy. And I just feel good. And I love knowing the nutrition it gives me and how it helps my body when maybe I don't make great choices, because I shred sometimes, but guys, I also really like pizza and ice cream. So sometimes I eat that instead. And I like knowing that it's protecting my body still. So I'm talking on and on about Juice Plus, which is great, but what is Juice Plus? Maybe we should talk about that. So let's do that. I have my handy dandy bottles here. You want to be my Vanna White?
I sure can.
So we have fruits. Come on, Vanna. Hold it together. Fruits, veggies, berries, and then the omegas are newer, and they are, I don't want to say magical because they're not actually magical, but they're just shy of magical. And I love it because more and more research is being done in our world about the importance of omegas in mental health and in pregnancy and growing that baby and so many other areas. Cardiovascular health, they're discovering omegas are hugely important for. So I love having a vegan omega that is not fish-based, so I don't have to worry about the toxins. I love it for me. I love it for our daughter that I don't have to worry about it. It makes me feel really good as a mom, knowing that she's getting all that. So she gets all of that every day. Then we also have Complete, which is a protein powder that is delicious. And thank you, Vanna.
You're welcome.
It's a great breakfast on the run for me because I'm a little busy. between the ER and a toddler and a side gig that I love and a husband, life's a little crazy. So breakfast on the run, it's great for before and after working out, and it makes a spectacular pudding to conquer late night cravings because I really like sugar, guys. But it's a way to combat that, which is amazing. So I am going to let you hear some more stories now because stories are super cool. So you guys get to hear from my amazing friend, Cammie, who is part of the reason I started shredding.
Wow. How do you follow that? That was really awesome. So what I'm going to show first is the program behind those products that Mindy showed. And it's called the Shred. If I can get my computer to cooperate. There we go. So the program behind the Shred is taking all those good products, all the good food, all the good nutrition, and putting more in your body and eliminating some not so good things that don't serve us. So as Mindy showed you, the toxins actually get shredded out, habits get changed, your health boosts. The longer you shred, the better the results and the more results that you get. I do more than 10 days. I was doing 10 days and I was finding, you know what, I think I need to bump that up a little bit. And so I usually do a month at a time, and then I got to where I was doing 2 months at a time and at one point I did 4 months straight. Oh my gosh, I was so shocked at the results. But you add in more real food. So anything that is, I always say as many plants as you can get. So as much produce as you can eat it. Your trio capsules daily. I actually add in those omegas. The quad is actually way better than the trio. 2 complete shakes a day, plenty of water, which means half your body weight in water, sleep 7 to 8 hours a night, and exercise most days. So that to me was really kind of simple. Okay, I can do that. You eliminate gluten, dairy, caffeine, alcohol, processed foods, refined sugars, and eating after 6 p.m. However, after the 6 p.m. has an asterisk because you want to make sure to give your digestive system a 12-hour break. So if you eat at 8 a.m., the last thing you eat is 8 p.m. And this is a guideline for 10 days. But like I said, this is a jump start. So you want to jump start into your health. And when you jump start with the Shred, you get faster results than if you don't. You get to choose the time frame you want. I always say at least start with 10 days. Then you really get a good feel of how the program starts. And you might jump to the 11th day or the 12th day and then follow what I did. You start, wait a minute, this 2 to 3, 4 month thing's not bad because I'm feeling absolutely fantastic. There's support groups, there's cookbooks, there's accountability, anything you guys need, there's support for it. And so that's why I love the Shred, and I'll show you my picture and tell you my story real quick. On the left, that was me, full of inflammation. I had no idea what inflammation was at the time. I was a chronic sinus and allergy sufferer, migraines daily. I had digestive issues, and then finally they diagnosed me with fibromyalgia because added to all that was body pain from head to toe. I was in bed. I would take my kids to school and come back home and go back to bed and sleep off and on because I was so tired because my body was fighting me so bad. I had no idea that was not normal because my doctors kept saying, "Oh, you're getting older." I'm like, wait a minute, I'm 34 years old. This cannot be how life is supposed to be. Enter the Shred, and on the right, that's what happened. Over a period of time, I've lost 60 pounds. I get to travel all the time. I'm a homeschool mom, so I pack up my kids and we just go. We decide, hey, we're going to go down and we're going to visit my nephew. Okay, we pack up and we go. There's no more body pain. I would say about 96 to 98% of it's gone. I went from 7 medications on the left to 0 on the right. I take no medication whatsoever now, and really just live a big, vibrant life now that I knew that I could, but everybody was like, well, you're just getting older. And I'm like, no, I've got to find something different. And so I will be forever grateful that Juice Plus landed in my lap, so to speak. And it just happened. It happened. There was not anything that I was like, oh, I should probably sit down and do this. It just happens because you start flooding your body with all the good stuff. So I'm going to stop share. And then I'm going to pass it on to Dave, because Dave has a totally different story. And it's awesome because you don't even think about something like this happen.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. So yeah, I'm so honored to be on tonight, and thank you so much. And so yeah, my story starts about since before we started dating. So we started dating back in 2015, and my family was going through like a lot of like health crises at the time. So like my grandparents were like on and off in the hospital a lot, and like was diagnosed with like diabetes and all these other things. And it was a wake up call for me, because I was living I was just like such a couch potato, and like would eat like a lot of junk food. And so I started working out and like changed my diet, and then Mindy and I started dating, and that's when I heard about Juice Plus, and I was like, well, thanks, but no thanks. Like that no, like no thanks. And so but then like all of a sudden like my family started taking it. So like I had an aunt that started taking it first, and she just like noticed like a change in her energy and just like her overall health. And so I was like, well, that's really interesting. So I'm going to like tuck that away, and I'm going to keep watching. And then I had, my mom was actually going through a lot of like health issues too, and she started taking it. And like, I just was like blown away by her transformation. And I was like, okay, there's something to this. So I need to start taking this. And so I started taking it. And so at the time I was doing CrossFit, and I just noticed that like my energy levels were a lot higher. I just recovered so much faster as well from the workouts. And then and like what Mindy was saying too about like her skin, like my skin got like so much better too, because like she was saying, I had really bad acne growing up, like in definitely into my adult years, and just that got so much better. Yeah. And so and then I noticed like with the shreds, so when I do it consistently, I actually like gain weight from it, which is really cool. So it's like, because I do struggle with actually like maintaining weight and like in gaining weight, but then like I've noticed that like when I'm very consistent with the shred, I actually will put on some weight, which is really interesting. So yeah, and then like one other thing that like I loved about it too is just within the past couple of years, I actually was able to come off of some antidepressant, anti-anxiety medication. And like even how we're talking about like with inflammation in your body. So like with my workouts, because like I was finding the inflammation from that, like I was able to recover so much faster. And then they're actually like are finding too that like inflammation can cause a lot of that also, like anxiety and depression, because it's with your brain. So so yeah, it's just been awesome being able to come off of that. And yeah, I just love what it's doing for my family and I.
Wow, thanks, Dave. I love all these different stories, and there's such a variety here. That always gets me. And then notice the different decades that are represented here. Dave and Mindy are in their 30s, Cammie's in their 40s, and I'm 60 years old. So I'm going to tell a little bit more about my story. But when Juice Plus found me, I was crying out to God for an answer, because I had been on a diet, no lie, 30 years of my life, which was getting kind of old. I'm going to share screen and share my picture as well. There we go. So you can see me in the upper left-hand corner. This is where Juice Plus found me about 13 and a half years ago. And I'd had a baby in my 40s, and was just, what I was going through at the time was insomnia, incredible fatigue, a lot of joint pain from a fall I had experienced in my 30s. And I had the frequent colds and flus that would lead to either strep throat or bronchitis. And like I said, on a diet for 40 years. And it seemed like I just gained it back as soon as I started eating something quote unquote normal. So I was just crying out to God and thinking there's got to be something more, right? I mean, who wants to feel like that? Nobody wants to feel like that. And what I want to say about that visual that Mindy showed, that was the story of my life. And when I first saw that visual, I was like, oh my gosh, there it is. That explains everything that had happened to me before. But I didn't understand about inflammation. I barely had even heard of it. It's a buzzword now. But what I learned is that it wasn't about self-control. I mean, the struggles that I was having with my weight, like Dave was having trouble gaining weight, for me, inflammation was leading to all those fat. Inflammation and toxins was leading to my body wanting to hang on to that fat. And I didn't understand that, but I heard about Juice Plus. It was the answer to my prayers. I started taking it. And so what happened to me was that, okay, I'm going to tell you just like over the last 13 years, what's happened to me, because it's a lot. I have over the years gone down 3 sizes, but it wasn't by dieting. I didn't understand that at first. But as the toxins were leaving my body and the inflammation was going away, then my body wasn't so excited to hang on to that fat anymore. And I was able to go down, but it felt almost like I did it without trying because it was so easy in comparison to all the suffering and the deprivation I had experienced over the past 40 years. And this was just like, no, add in a lot of fruits and vegetables through these plant capsules that Mindy told you about. So I did that and I went down 3 sizes. I sleep a whole lot better. I have increased energy that's actually like through the roof most of the time. My family is trying to find the off button, but good luck with that. And I have way less joint pain. I'm pretty crazy about that. I got to tell you that the joint pain that I had was debilitating at times. I had arthritis, and I love that Mindy said, the irises. So yeah, arthritis mostly went away. It's still there. I know it's still there. I feel twinges occasionally, but now I get twinges instead of being flat on my back in the ER for medications and then in physical therapy for a season of my life. I also have improved thyroid function that allowed me to get off of medication and just way less colds and flus and no more of that strep throat bronchitis stuff. Needs to go. It's gone. How about that? It's really exciting. So it's hard to put into words how I feel about all this, but I'm watching, I said I'm 60 years old and I'm watching my friends kind of drop like flies, getting the, cancer diagnosis, autoimmune disorders, diabetes. Have you guys noticed that these diagnoses are just skyrocketing? So that when I was growing up, this wasn't a thing. I never had a friend with cancer when I was growing up. My mom didn't have a friend with cancer, that I can recall. So what happened? That's what I kept asking. What happened? What happened? Well, it's everything that Mindy has explained to us. And thank you, Mindy, for finding an answer for us, because what a difference it's made, right? So I just want to say that this product is so unique and so high quality, and it attracts people that are high quality because it's such a high quality product. It's amazing. And the story's got to be told, you guys. That's why we're doing what we're doing today. And we're hoping that you'll help us get the word out because the story has to be told. And the business model that this company has is the perfect one to do it with. And we'd love to tell you more about that. But we have in our hands what we've just told you about, a solution to the toxic concerns that are in our world and the toxic concerns that people are dealing with every day. And we know you are, your finances and your time. And we're helping you to protect your health and your well-being. Now that sounds real good, doesn't it? Because it's been real good for us. So what we can offer to you is hope, actually. We are here to share hope with you that you can have a better health experience no matter how old you are, and you can have a better normal, a new normal. Like Cammie said, you go to the doctor and they say, well, this is just normal. No, it's not. Vibrant health is normal, you guys, and you can have that. So if you want that, like we have it, then we want to help you find that for yourselves, because everyone can have this. So talk to the person who either invited you tonight or sent you the link to this video, because we can help you figure out what the best fit is for you. You heard all sorts of different versions of it. I started on just the plant capsules. I didn't even know about the rest of it, and I began to get a better experience, and I gradually added in the other elements of it. And it kept getting better and better and better. So we can help you figure out what the best fit is based on the results that you would like to have. Do you want to run faster because you do marathons? What do you want? Do you want to get off medications? We'll just figure out what the best thing is. But the shred is going to help anybody, wherever you are, take you from wherever you are, super healthy, not so healthy, not healthy at all, and move you forward and find a better normal. And you're going to like that. Also, I just want you to know that we are building a team of powerful men and women to change the health of the nation, because we know what we have in our hands is that good. And we would love to tell you about that. We are keeping families intact, and we're doing it one family at a time. There's 3 ways to purchase this product. So ask the person who invited you or shared this link with you, and they can tell you more about that. But we just want to thank you so much for your time. Thank you for listening to our stories, and we hope that you'll jump on board with us and find a new normal for your own self. So thanks again for coming, and have the best evening ever. Bye.